Everybody, it's nearly Christmas time, so I'm gonna read the one Christmas piece I ever wrote. It's about 20 years old. It's called Miss Piggy and the Longshoreman, An American Christmas. There's a funny little man at the end of the bar with a hunched back and enormous fleshy ears. His skin is all swollen like his alcoholic nose, and his eyes are absolutely magic. "Don't you just want to touch him?" the waitress says. "He's like a puppy." And she is beaming, excited and full of love. She has blonde hair and a gummy smile. She loses things and her finances are a mess, but her eyes are full of mischief and wonder. She is the patron saint of all God's creatures. A couple sits down next to me. They are 50 and white and bitter. It smells like cheeseburgers and fish and chips. They decline menus and order Bloody Marys. He will look at the television, feigning interest in the football game. She will sip her Bloody Mary, sit up straight, and try to look happy, to get lost in the faces of others. He waves an irritated hand at my cigarette smoke, which curls directly up his nose like the neighbor's barking dog, or the telephone ringing, or his wife's nagging voice. A bag of tangerines sits on their table. The little man is an elf, and he has a voice to match. He clutches his Budweiser like a staff, and his eyes shoot out magic giggles in every direction. This is where Miss Piggy and the Longshoreman meet. Here in the market, above the bay, amidst lunatics and old men dying, young couples and money lunching or meeting over a cell phone appointment, and ferry boats and grain ships and sea lions playing, the sound of people and dishes of cocktails and broken bottles. Miss Piggy and the Longshoreman usually meet on Saturdays. She'll show up first, having a couple of drinks, wait for his arrival. He'll show up and pay the tab. The Longshoreman is a big man, pink as a baby with mallets for hands. Miss Piggy smokes long, skinny cigarettes and wears makeup like a televangelist. They talk quietly for the most part and get quite drunk until Miss Piggy's makeup runs. The Longshoreman is her sugar daddy or her second cousin. Nobody knows for sure. The manager is pushing 40 on the verge of a nervous breakdown. Her eyes are terrified. Her complexion is French fries and chocolate pudding, and her stomach doesn't hide it. She works too much, sometimes 10, 12 hours, only 8 on the clock. She doesn't like this time of year, so she has strung garland and lights along every window, put poinsettias on every table, and in every nook and cranny sit stuffed reindeer, styrofoam bells, and plastic holly. She obsesses over drink specials and does her best to keep busy. At home, the manager goes back over the day, rearranging shelves, reliving conversations, wondering what more she could do before sobbing herself to a restless sleep. And bad Christmas music plays on a Muzak loop. Tashan makes hats when she's not waiting tables. Her black eyes are always somewhere else, pawing through fabrics, her mind's fingers deep in a plush leopard patterned velvet. Deb drinks too much. She hugs old men, the years of beers and bourbon on their lecherous breath. She absorbs their sorrow and gets through her shift. The waitress who brings me my coffee, who bubbles, "He wiggled his ears! I'd heard he could do it!" The waitress with the ponytail and the gummy smile is the girl I'll marry. And the Saints are taking a beating from the Packers, and Amy's happy. Later we'll go to Christmas parties, then go home to our animals, our falling stars, and our giant wooden bed.